Guys, welcome guys. I know we running a little late. Scheduled it for what 6 It's not too late. We early. We early here in Africa. That's early time here in Africa. So you know we not late. We right on time. So hallelujah. Welcome guys. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in, guys. When you tune in, make sure you like the video. We greatly appreciate it because today, man, there's so much going on. I know it's Thursday. We didn't have anyone message us, so we're going to kind of talk about what we see, what's going on, and try to give our testimony also with what we're going to be talking about. So, stay tuned. Make sure you leave your comments in the description, and yeah, we get right into it.
It's just so much going on. I mean, you can start with the Israel Hamas war or Israel Iran war, which is really crazy right now because, I was watching, what night was it? Was it 2 nights ago? Night time here in Africa. And in the Middle East, it was night. I would see the Iranian missiles shoot down, but, they have the Iron Dome. And so I guess they're pretty much safe. But Iran blew like 200 missiles, or fired off, I should say, fired off 200 missiles in Israel. And of course, Netanyahu, he's like, great. I'm about to act. I'm going to do something. And he's hot headed. Let's just keep it real. He's very hot headed. And so he's not just going to let that go.
Yeah, it's a lot going on, even with that with Iran, because we let's how about let's start with this. Who is backing who? Who is backing Israel?
You're asking me to
Yeah,
answer?
yeah.
America,
Who else?
Ukraine,
Who else?
Israel, Germany,
Yeah, like the UN. Put it like
France,
that. The
Great
nations
Britain.
that are in the United Nations, right?
Mm,
And then who's backing Iran?
them folks.
Who's them folks?
Those Arab folks and them folks over there. Why you
Who's backing Iran?
I don't know. Who's backing them? Who's backing them?
I thought you knew this.
I didn't what? Who?
Russia,
Oh.
Russia,
Are they?
China, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You
Yeah, I
know,
didn't even think of
so
that.
it's North Korea. You get what I'm saying? So it's starting to like come down to like an actual big war with all these countries. So, I know it's I don't like to talk about this because it's so much going on with this. Um, but it's really happening. Like we always say, this is reality and it's really happening. So we gotta be prepared and know like what's to come. Like I think what you showed me earlier was fake news. I was trying to look it up and I didn't see it with the planes.
I don't think they wanted to get out. I think that was somebody that was live in Miami, but in Miami they were trying to fly out, but their planes were grounded.
I
I don't know
know
if they were back up now.
that's why I'm like it might have been like the other time. I don't know, but yeah. What were you saying?
Maybe forget all that you changed the topic. Now I don't know what I was saying. What were you
Because that
saying?
popped in my head. If missiles is flying in the air, that means airplanes can't really fly, especially if it's like
Oh yeah, yeah.
all these countries that's going to be like launching missiles and maybe a nuclear bomb. They're not going to allow airplanes to be flying. So that's what goes in my head. Like, man, if you gonna do it, kind of late, but you
It
really
can
got to
still be
think.
done, I think so. I think it can still be done, especially if you're going to do it like before 2025. And, people just really need to understand you don't need to be a millionaire to leave America. Like, there's this weird thing that people believe about traveling. Like, you can only travel if you're rich. But really, you can only live in America if you're filthy rich. If you're just a regular middle class person, you're just
Mhm.
struggling in America, six figures struggling in America, like literally. Like the cost of living, I was looking on LinkedIn earlier, and somebody in like the marketing community was saying how there's this job that's open in LA, but then people came for her in the comments. It's at like a big media firm, but they were coming for her in the comments. They were like, in Los Angeles, we can't not afford to make $28 per hour. We have to make at least $39 per hour to even be able to get approved
Mm.
for an apartment. That's just one person, $39 an hour. And the company was saying they're only offering $28 in Los Angeles.
And
And it's a large company. And so you're going to continue to see these things. And I actually saw another TikTok from a sister. I think she must have been down in Mississippi or Arkansas, wherever. She was talking about the supply chain issues with the strike, the port strike, obviously, that's still continuing. And she was like, man, we need to get situated now before it gets even more difficult. Because if you think that this port strike is just going to be happenstance and everything's just going to be cool, and then you're like, oh, everything's still normal, it's not going to be like that. Yes, it's already difficult for Americans to afford living in America, but it's about to be drastically worse when
mm.
you cannot receive supplies.
Yeah, it's this is day two, and it's getting crazy. I know it's way more deeper than what we're talking about, but that's not supplies coming in or going out, so that's just debt piling up. Um, and there's another. You just said it was another storm too that's coming. What's the storm name? The guy or the storm, not
I'd
the
have to
guy.
look it
It
up.
was something. You just said it before we
Yeah,
got on here.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's like, dang, man, if you're not getting it now, you definitely know that America is under judgment, no matter what they say, like really, because all this that's happening, like everything's happening,
All at
everything's
once.
all at once, and it's like, man, wow, okay, what to do? It's go time. It's really go time.
Yeah, it's go time. It's
It's go
well, it's
time.
been
It's
go
been
time.
go time.
It's been go time for a couple of years. I think it started to be go time in 2019. And I'm gonna bring this back up because back in 2019, when Trump was in office, he had set some kind of thing in the Congress that was commemorating the 400 years of African Americans being in the country. Now, if you just have an ounce of discernment, that would have flickered something in your mind to be like, huh, why is he writing that? Not that that gives him any glory or anything, but you have to look at everything from the standpoint of the spirit realm and of the Most High. Like, huh, what is he trying to say here? Why would he allow that to be written in Congress? For us, we saw that we was like, oh great, time to go. Fantastic. That means it's time to go ahead, hop on this plane, leave America behind, and never return. Because if y'all have been on this channel for a while, y'all know we live in Africa full time, not part time. We
Hmm.
are not part time Africa people. We are full time people that return to the land our ancestors were stolen from. Full time.
Yeah. So
No
hallelujah.
partiality. No back and forth. No hot, cold. No lukewarm. Full
Mm-mm.
time. In
Yeah.
it to win it. In it to receive the inheritance, in it to
Exactly. We
escape the
stay.
land of the north.
We are staying no matter what.
Yeah, because I mean, this is a great time to escape the land of the north. And you just have to ask yourself if you're like, oh my gosh, it's too hard. Well, you got to pick your heart. Do you want it to be difficult while you still have resources and have the ability to get up and leave? Or do you want to be in a worse situation where you can barely feed your family and then it's even more outrageously difficult? Like, we can't even understand and comprehend what America looks like for the next 2 months, to be quite honest,
Yeah.
even for six figure earners. Even for six-figure earners, six figures in America is just like earning $50,000 a year in the old times in America. So the American dream is far beyond sailed away. It's gone. It's not there.
Yep. Like you gotta think like, do you want to be around resources or not? Because America's not gonna have any resource at all,
Mm.
like at all.
It already doesn't. That's why, remember we said in the last video, they import
So
about
much.
70 to 80% of everything. 11% of things are actually made in America, down from 25% in the 1960s and 70s. That should disturb people.
Yeah, you gotta be around the resources. Like really,
That
that's
should
just what it
really
is.
disturb people. That Let's break this down. If America doesn't create anything or produce anything, all your bananas, your avocados, those have to come from Mexico. Your clothing, your electronics has to come from China. Maybe Canada ships you some stuff. I don't know what Canada's shipping because they probably don't produce much of anything either up there in the north. But that means when the supply chain runs out, because you can only prep for so long.
Yeah.
Prepping isn't even the solution for America.
And America's just a war
Ooh,
zone. But like, man,
it's not even the solution because really think about this. You're on day one. By the time day 50 hits, the food's gone. All the food that you prepped for. You can only prep for so much until it's gone because the destruction that is coming to America is going to last longer than 50 days. It's going to be indefinite.
yeah,
The trials that are about to fall on that land, they are indefinite trials. There's no letting up on this. That's why we have been here consistently pleading with humanity that is in America. Look, if you're European, go to Europe. If you're African, go to Africa. If you're Chinese, go back to China. You do not want to be in that country as stuff continues to hit the fan. It's already hit the fan. You're already through phase one. This is phase two now.
hmm yeah. It's deep, y'all. Like, it's way deeper than what we see. Like, I know we say this a lot. It's really it goes back to good versus evil. Like really. So you got to know which side are you going to be on. Which environment do you want to be around? Put it like that. Do you want to be around this evil environment that's falling? Because it's truly falling, right in front of our eyes. And I'm talking about America, Babylon. Babylon the Great is falling. The kingdom is falling. It's so much that's happening where it's clear that it's falling.
Yeah.
And then it's falling, but they want to give people $750 to help with the hurricane and stuff with their whole house just destroyed. And they said, you know what, we give you $750. Like, hello,
My whole house is gone. $700. What's that going to do?
hello.
Buy
That
groceries
should tell you
for
they do
two
not care
weeks?
about you at all. Your government do not care. Go to a place where the government actually care about the people. Like really, um, yeah. And it's that simple. Go to a place where the government actually care about the people, even if you are a foreigner, even if you are a stranger in the land, because that's what we're supposed to be anyway.
Pilgrims in the earth.
We're supposed to be strangers in the land, and you will be good.
Wow. They just put this out. Bad news, y'all. Well, first of all, like you were saying,
And
Hurricane Kirk is coming. It's a pretty strong storm that could possibly turn into a category 4 storm. It's going to hit the east coast of America, like the floods recently that decimated, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, massive flooding that has not been seen on the east coast, to be honest. Then, of course, the supply chain issues where your food's not going to be in the store, so you have to stock up. But think about it from a practical standpoint. How much are you going to prep and stock up until the entire society just collapses? Because we all know when stuff crashes in America, when there's this friction, those neighbors, they don't become too friendly. That's why people in America are always armed and strapped and all these things. But when you come out and you come to Africa, people are not constantly armed and strapped because they're not in a war zone, unless they are in a war zone. But for the most part, Africa is insanely more peaceful and safe than America. America is literally a third world country war zone waiting to happen. It's just waiting for the right flicker to happen, and it's like going to explode. Not like physically, literally explode, but the spirit of the people, this violence that is in American people, in Venezuelan people, in these different gangs that are coming in.
yeah, because everything really it happens in the spirit first. Because that's just what it is. It happens in the spirit first, and it's actually touching the physical in America. So all this spiritual stuff that's happening in the spirit realm around America, it's about to get bad because we see it in the physical. This destruction is happening right in front of our eyes. So it's just gonna
Yeah.
get worse and worse. Like really.
But it's crazy. I'm subscribed to this email list because, I'm a tech entrepreneur. I look into technology, things like that, and I work with different agencies. And I received this email, and it was just like, what's the word for it? Not the audacity, the irony. Okay. I was reading this email, and the subject line was literally North Korean spies are getting jobs
And
and people find
cybersecurity,
out that
yeah.
they're actually spies. They didn't hire them for them to be spies, okay? These are North Korean spies that apply for American jobs because these American companies don't want to hire who? Our folks. They don't like to hire us, right? They don't want to put us in high positions, right? But now you got to deal with these North Korean spies. They said they're now tracking over 34,000 North Korean spies that they just willingly let in. Why? Because we all know in corporate America, they have this secret disdain for the Afro American. And so all your hatred that you had towards our folks and towards our community, now it's coming on your head. Now, why did you go hire them spies, ma'am, sir? Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Why'd you go hire them spies? Now you got your spies on payroll. Now, when America implodes from the inside out, well, you just hired all the spies. That wasn't wise. That wasn't smart. These spies are in cybersecurity, y'all. They hack in the system. They have that ability. Then people wonder, oh, how did Social Security get hacked? How are all these
Yeah.
hackings happen?
How,
How are
how
all these
did Bank
banks falling
America
down?
just people's money just disappear like that recently?
North Koreans, it's like Leave the World. Every time when you watch the movie Leave the World Behind, that's exactly what it's like.
Yeah. It's
Like,
like it's it's just evil. Put it like that. And that I think that's what people need to hear. Like it's evil. Everything they doing is evil. Like because they're trying to cover up their evil. Put it like that. They've been trying to cover up their evil, but now it's coming to light.
yeah, that
It's
that
getting
blew me
judged.
away. But even that email, I'm
It's a
like,
lot.
please see where it's taking them.
Hold on. Let us know if you guys can hear us. It just cut out on us. We just switched to the data. Let us know. Somebody let us know everything is good. If you can hear us, if you can see us, and we will continue.
This is literally the time of Babylon's swift destruction. And that's not even it. We have more news to cover. I'm actually looking at AP Politics. Mayor Kaz warns FEMA does not have enough funding to last through hurricane season. When's the last time you heard a headline like that? Like, usually FEMA, they're able to go down with the blood banks, go help the hurricane survivors and things like that. Hurricane Kirk is coming, and it is believed to become a Category 4 storm. And just as that's coming on to the East Coast again, East Coast getting hit, getting hit. By the way, if you look at weather and geography, you know that those hurricanes and those storms come off the coast of West Africa, the same route that
Mm-hmm.
the folks took on the ship Jesus and all these Mayflower plantation ships to enslave our people. But FEMA does not have enough funding to last through hurricane season. This is hurricane season in the States, y'all, but it usually hits the southern part. They do not have enough funding. The Federal Emergency Management Agency can meet immediate needs, but does not have enough funding to make it through the hurricane season. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas told reports on Wednesday. The agency is being stretched as it works with states to assess damage from Hurricane Helen, delivers meals, water, generators, other critical supplies. The storm struck Florida last week, then plowed through several states in the southeast, flooding towns and killing more than 160 people.
Flooding mountain towns.
Mayor Cuz was not specific about how much additional money the agency may need, but his remarks on Air Force One underscored concerns voiced by President Joe Biden and some lawmakers earlier this week that Congress may need to pass a supplemental spending bill this fall to help states' recovery efforts. They may need to. They don't sound like they're in a hurry, but anytime they're talking about Israel, they be in a hurry. They be like, send them millions,
Ukraine.
billion,
That's what I
billion.
was just thinking about. They are quick for war stuff. They want to help people with war, but when something like this happens, they want to give people $750.
Where American people are literally being flooded, wiped out, flooded. They're like, I fight for America. I'm staying here. These are my people. And Biden's like, well, we may need to give them
That's
seven
crazy.
hundred fifty dollars.
Look, there's just a fact out there saying if you don't have $1,000 in the bank, if you can't if there's an emergency and you can't take 1,000 or spend $1,000, you're in trouble. So they not even trying to give you $1,000 for an emergency. Like it's crazy. $750. $750. Let us know
Let us know what.
how you guys feel about that. $750.
That's just a slap in the face for Americans. And, it's a war that you can't win.
Yeah.
It's a war. You have to have the insight and understanding and discernment to us. It's that scripture in Matthew where it talks about counting the cost to build. No man will build and get supplies without knowing how much it's going to cost to finish it. It's the same thing. Counting the costs in war. Before people go into war, you have to know, do I have what it takes to win this against this institution, against this principality, whatever it is? And if you don't, that's why we have adrenaline that's in our bodies that the Most High gave us. Fight or flight, choose one. Because that's what time it is. Are you going to fight or are you going to flight? Because you can't win against America. America can't win against America. America can't win, period. Because America's fighting the Most High. You can't win with that. There's no way to win when judgment has been pronounced against a place. And you can see this judgment was impending just if you know just an ounce of history. Everybody knows what they did to the Native Americans, what they did to the African community that they enslaved and took to America, all the buck breaking, the rapes, all the pillaging, the murders, all of the blood spilled on the ground, and then all the things they do today with these satanic rituals. And you say, oh, judgment's not coming here? That doesn't make sense. That's not logical. That's literally not logical. You can just look at history and see that judgment's going to come and is already here, already there. So y'all, FEMA, they're like, we don't have enough money. We can help y'all out for the emergency short term, but we're going to need more funding. Biden's like, okay. And it confuses me because in the Econo Times, the Biden-Harris administration are the ones that said that FEMA would run out of money after the billions were sent overseas. So it's like, why are you warning people that you're running out of money? Can't you just go print it like you always do? You was printing it for Israel and Ukraine just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So what happened?
They just don't care about the people. They don't care about it.
That's
They don't care
insane.
about. Look, Michael Jackson told you guys that back in the '90s, right? Or early 2000s.
You're right, the 90s. They don't really care about.
They don't really care about us. So it's just like they, and it's wartime. It's wartime. So they're just gonna spend money on war, and that's all.
I'm gonna tell you what this looks like. To be honest, what this looks like is that because if you can track what people believe in and what's happening by where the money goes. The fact that America cannot print money to help itself shows you Americans don't own America. Who's the money going to? Follow the money, y'all. Somebody else owns America. It ain't America. They've been bought out.
Yeah.
America's in captivity now. They in captivity as somebody else overseas. America is captive. So you say, well, I'm in this land and everything's great. Well, you're in a land that's captive. You're in a land that's already in slavery. Right now, they're in hard economic slavery. It looks like to Ukraine and Israel. That's where they send in all the money. Looks like to China. That's where they're paying all their debts off. Follow the money. Look. Because where you spend your money, that tells you the type of person you are, the type of entity you are, your type of lifestyle, the things that you believe in. And as you can see, time and time again, America says, you know what, I'm sorry, we're out of money. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, although we can print money, obviously, I'm just saying they can't be in control, obviously. Somebody else is behind the scenes here. When you print money overseas for every other country but your people, that's strange. That means somebody else controlling things. Somebody else is pushing those buttons. People don't want to admit that though. That's a scary reality.
I say, man, it's way bigger than what we talking about. Because every time I try to wrap my head around what's going on, it's just way bigger.
They must want Americans to just struggle. Is that part of the depopulation or something? Because that's like, it's just weird, isn't it?
It's
that's
bigger
weird.
Than what they say is bigger than what they cover. So everything that's on breaking news, everything that's they're saying on the news and stuff, it's something else. It's something else bigger that's going on. And
Way
I'm
bigger.
pretty sure like people need know that, especially watching this. It's like, man, I know this audience know like something else is happening behind the scenes
Some
instead of like all
huge.
these hurricanes and strikes and war and stuff. But like, what's really happening?
I mean,
What's
the
really
hurricanes
happening?
really happen. People are really out of houses, out of
Yeah,
power. It's really destruction from the Most High. Because guess what? People may say, "Oh, it's harp. Oh, it's this." Guess what? It's the Most High.
yeah, of course.
Don't take His glory from Him. Y'all look. America's gonna see very soon. The more you try to take the Most High's glory from Him, just like ancient Egypt didn't believe that it was the Most High. So He was like, "Okay, I'm gonna hit you with 10 different plagues until you see that it's me."
Mm.
Because humanity is just so prideful. Oh, it's harp. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's not. That was just a coincidence. That was just evolution. Like, what is wrong with humanity these days? But y'all, the article says foreign aid takes priority while FEMA scrambles. The Biden Harris administration has been under increased scrutiny for allocating substantial foreign aid packages in recent months, particularly to Ukraine and other global allies. Critics argue that this focus on international funding has diverted essential resources away from crucial domestic programs like FEMA, potentially compromising the agency's ability to handle large scale disasters like hurricanes. So, that there we have that, and then we know they also give a lot of the immigrants their money, their resources. So if you follow the money, you take this idea of, okay, let's follow the money. I would just say from the Venezuelans, the different gangs of folks that are coming in, whoever's in power down in South America must have some kind of stake in America. Whoever owns those countries must have some kind of stake, because I mean they're getting paid well on payroll, but Americans, they suffering. But that is the judgment of the Most High, because a brother was also lynched in that same town that was flooded in North Carolina. So
Mm.
there's so many different things that are at play. It's like this spiritual warfare, this judgment that is at play. And you have to ask yourself, what do I need to do to be the head and not the tail? Because America is the tail. If you can't see it yet, you will see it soon. If
Mm-hmm.
you can't see it yet, you're probably not awake. You're probably not, you're just in la la land. And it just doesn't help to be in la la land right now.
Yeah, you really got to be in a position to be the head. Like really, you don't have to say much. Just be in that position to be the head and not the tail, because you are the head and not the tail.
Yeah, that's about it. Anything else you want to say?
I don't say a lot. I don't say much. I say what I say, and I hope you get it.
But we did have a wonderful day. We do want to testify about that. It's the second, gosh, not the second. It's the end of Tabernacles, the Feast of Tabernacles. And we had a phenomenal day in the forest today, getting out in nature. These are things that you do when you're the head and not the tail. You have the ability to go out and just live in the earth the way it was created for you, for dominion, because it was created for you to enjoy, to worship the Most High. So, there's always something good to look forward to. For us, the good that we had to look forward to, we realized that it was outside of America in 2018, 2019. And so we started to pray and say, okay, how can I get out of this insane place? Because I can see the destruction that's going to come. This isn't going to be good. It may not be imminent in 2019. It may not come a few months after 2019, but we knew, okay, my promise is somewhere else. My inheritance is in a different territory.
Yeah, it's crazy how like we made that decision before the breaking news with COVID and stuff. Like we already made our mind up,
Yeah.
and then when was it, March? It was like you gotta wear masks everywhere. Jobs are shutting down. It was
Right,
like, dang, but
before
our
COVID.
our
Yeah.
mindset was still we leaving.
Yeah.
Dang, that's man. All praise to the Most High. I'm telling you, he does stuff right now that's going to benefit you in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, just in the future.
If you're obedient.
If exactly,
Because think
if
of
you're
all the people
obedient.
who have got the call to go to Africa, but doubt gets in, or people chatter if
Mm,
people gets in, and they're like, well, I can't believe the Most High would provide across the world, but the Most High made the whole world. So why don't
Yeah,
you believe He would provide?
yeah. That's another thing today. Like just seeing his creation that he made, like seeing all those big old tall trees and stuff. It's like, man, the Most High, he's the best artist. He's the creator. Like really, he is the creator, and he can do anything that he wants.
Yeah,
And if you're obedient, you is right there with him. He's going to allow you to have your desire right in front of you if it's righteous.
right.
So you gotta like, you just gotta. It's go time. It's go time. And we keep saying it time after time after time, video after video after video. It's time. It really is. And you
Yeah, it's
really got to
been
feel
time.
that. You really got to feel it. It's been time. It's more spiritual than physical, and you got to know that for sure.
But
Because it's
America keeps people so busy to the point where they can't even discern the things of the spirit. They're not even in tune with what the spirit of the Most High feels like. They're not even in tune with their own tuition. They don't know what's what. They can't even discern because, you're working 40, 50 hours a week. You have to do so much nowadays to even be able to make it in America, to where it's like you're so confused, constantly bombarded with all these messages from work, messages from your colleagues, messages from your family, messages from the friend circle, messages from the church circle, and you can't even hear the Most High because He has a still small voice. And so you're trying to discern what's happening, and you're just constantly cluttered and confused. It's impossible to hear the Most High in that much confusion. And so you need to get out. You need to, first of all, cut everybody off.
no,
Get to a
you.
place where you can just listen and
I was just about
hear.
to say that you need a secret place. Like really, you have to have a secret place. Because that takes me back when I was working and stuff, and everybody was trying to put their fear and stuff just around the workplace with the mask and stuff. And I'm the only one that's set apart that's not trying to wear a mask. But every break, everything that I did was to try to meditate on the Most High and just allow Him to make sure I get through that work shift with a positive mind, no matter how tired I was, no matter how people was getting on my nerves and stuff like that. But it's about a mindset thing. It's about your mindset and how you're going to carry yourself, because that's how the Most High he wants to use you to shine His light, like really. And with you saying that just brought me back, like, dang, how did I deal with that when all that stuff was going on? I was really set apart. My mind was set apart from everybody else. Like, so I'd say just be set apart. You really got to be set apart. And that just comes with you being separated, you being
Yeah.
alone, and knowing how to be alone and separated to be set apart.
Yeah.
Because trust me, that's pretty much like um all my life really. Everybody knew me. I'm okay with everybody, but I was always separate. I was always set apart, and I'm okay with that. But everybody still knew me. But they knew like he's quiet. He's just set apart over there. He's just separate from us.
Yeah, that's the only way to be in these times. That's the only way to survive. You're not going to survive on the great wide path. It says seek the narrow path. You're
Hmm.
supposed to seek the ancient narrow path to salvation. It's not a popular path. Most people aren't going to get it. I was reading John earlier today. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness comprehends it not. Like, just meditate on that. Like, the light shines in the darkness, but the darkness cannot understand it, because to comprehend something is to understand. So imagine you're a light shining on a hill, but the darkness around you can't even fathom what you're saying. They're looking at you like, I don't understand you. I can't comprehend you. So I might have to slander you, might have to accuse you. But what I can't do is comprehend you. So I'm going to just do what darkness does. Oh, if you in that situation, shine your light elsewhere.
Yeah. So it's like even more in America. You have to shine your light. You have to be separate. You have to be set apart with all the darkness around. Like you have to. Like you really do. Like it really starts now. It starts with your mindset. Like you just got to do it. Because if you're thinking about moving, you still got to move like that. If you move to Africa, you still got to move like that.
Right.
Because it's
Right.
not just like, okay, I made it out. Okay, cool. Now I can. I don't have to be so set apart. No, you still have to be set apart.
Right. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Because that's another mistake people make when they move to Africa. That's a different topic we have a video on, but that's like, oh man, if you come to Africa, you come to anywhere and you give up on being set apart, you might as well have stayed in America. That's why you see people wind right back up in America.
Mhm.
Don't do what's popular, do what's set apart.
Really, really, just do the right thing. I know I said that before. Just do the right thing. It's not hard to do the right thing.
It is for humans.
Like
They're
I know
complicated.
most people that watch this. It's come on, it's not hard. Come on, you gotta leave a comment and let me
Come
know
on, it's not hard.
if it's hard for you. Come on, you gotta change your mindset. I mean, it is hard, but once you get to a certain point, it's very simple.
You know, the writer of Psalms 18 says to the Most High, don't I hate what you hate, Most High? I love what you love, but don't I despise what you despise? That has to be your
Yeah,
mindset.
and I know that's hard to hear, but it's so simple.
Yeah, if the Most High hates it, I hate it. If He loves it, I love it. And don't be a pleaser of man. People gonna get caught up in these last days trying to please mankind. Cursed is he who puts his trust in man. Blessed is he who puts his trust in Yah and has his trust in Yah. Jeremiah
I'm
17.
just about to die. Sorry, my mic was off, but yeah, hallelujah.
That's it. Stand on the word. That's it. That's all. That's how you become the head and not the tail. That's how you go forth in authority. And understand if the Most High is giving you visions and signs that says hurricane, tsunami, destruction coming to America, that doesn't mean sit there and do nothing. If the Most High is speaking to you, that means He's telling you that so that you can go be obedient and leave. Everybody, like I was talking about earlier in the book of John, when you tell folks your dreams, they're not going to be able to comprehend it because the light shines in the darkness and the darkness comprehends it not. Let it go. Don't care about being people pleasers. If the Most High is speaking to you through dreams and visions, showing you what's coming, and people don't believe you, say hallelujah. Well, thank you. At least I have the eyes to see. I'm going to go forth and go do what I'm called to do. I'm going to go build the ark like Noah.
Yeah, I really believe like the immigrants have a something like the presidency has is going to allow the immigrants to do so. I can't put my finger on it, but that's what just came to me just from last night. I'm like, oh, it's really about man. It's about to go down, yo.
Oh,
It's about to go down.
well, I mean, you could mention it.
I just don't know because I
Don't
that
know.
is
Okay.
making me
Yeah.
confused. Yeah, but yeah,
The things that are, oh man, you just pray for the remnant that has the ability to perceive, put the blood of Yahusha on your door, and get out of this Christianity, Eurocentric Christianity mindset where you think that you don't have to have any practicality with your faith. You're not going to be zapped up in a UFO. You're not going to be zapped up somewhere into an alternate realm. The decisions you make today dictate what happens in the next 6 months, the next year, the next 2 years, the next 3 years. We are here because of the decisions we made months ago and years ago. You are there wherever you are because the decisions you made months ago and years ago. So this is the ideal time to change the trajectory. If you can fathom that, okay, this hyperinflation is going to keep increasing, the food's not going to be available, the gas is shooting up both because of supply chain and because the Iran Israel conflict. Somebody has to start seeing what the writing on the wall. Grant yourself some wisdom, because you have to start seeing the writing on the wall and don't overcomplicate leaving America. Leaving America is one of the most simple things you can do ever in your life, to be honest. From my perspective, it's one of the most simple things you can do. It's much more difficult to maneuver in a judged country where you have racism, where you have supply chain issues, where you have healthcare issues, All of these things bombarding where you have the elites, satanic sexual ritual issues. It's much more difficult to live in a country like that. 10,000 times more difficult just because the spiritual entities, the powers and principalities that are over the place. It's much more simple to come somewhere that has a bit of innocence about it. Not that there's any country on earth that's perfect, but man, oh man, the sins that America has piled up, the sins that the UK, Belgium have piled up against the chosen jewels of the Most High. Oh, that look. See, I'm gonna start going on a rant. I'm gonna go on a rant if I get into that topic.
Yeah, it's going down, y'all. It's really going down, and America's going down with it. It's that simple. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys say anything else.
I don't know what to say.
No?
Just speak the word, be the head and not the tail. Make the decisions that someone makes when they are the head and not the tail. Ask yourself, what decisions does somebody in authority, power, leadership make in these times? That's what you need to ask yourself. Because the Most High is looking for those that are without fear, those that are leaders, those that are going to stand up and be the Josephs and Daniels of this time to declare what's happening to the nations, to bring out their families to redemption, so that the Most High can increase the seed. Y'all, that's a whole testimony itself. Y'all know our seed has increased monumentally. We had 2 natural home births in Africa. But see, for the African mind, this isn't something that's like, oh, 2 children, not a big deal. The African mind, the African culture knows children represent blessing and longevity for the generations after, meaning I have a security, I have a good inheritance because I have so many children. Even that thought process alone has been raped out of America, where people look at their children as if it's something to be ashamed of. What a wicked territory. Oh gosh, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna get. Oh my gosh. Woo, child.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. It's sad, but may the Most High protect everybody there that's really trying to strive for Him and stuff. But we really have to get used to being that head and being that in the position that He wants us to, because we're gonna have to deal with other nations. We're gonna have to. So why not get out of America and kind of deal with other nations? Get some practice.
Americans already do with other nations.
No, I'm talking about just
12% of the
I'm talking
population.
about in our community though. You gotta think in America it's not like we see other nations like literally they if people in America, it's not like people here that really their English is not that great.
Okay.
They move
Okay,
different
I
ways. In
understand.
America, people
Eastern
that's in
nations.
America,
They see Western
they yeah,
nations.
they more westernized and stuff like that. But once you go outside of America, you can start to see, oh, these other nations is different, and it's not a bad different. It's just you got to deal with them in a different manner, like really. So just try to be in a position to be the head and not the tail,
Yeah, that's what Deuteronomy says, be the head and not the tail. I
really.
will command a blessing on your storehouse. Do you receive it? Do you believe it? Only believe. You got to make that decision for yourself. Everybody got to make the choice. We made the choice. We fully believe it.
Mhm.
We fully believe the promises of the Most High. They're yes and amen, and that's it.
Very simple. It's very simple. So, you guys say anything else?
No, that's it.
That's it, guys. Want to say thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you check the links in the description. Do we do a discount?
Yes, we did do a discount for this month. October, we did a discount on Dream Life Africa. Dream Life Africa is our e-course that we created 3 years ago, y'all, 3 years ago, around this time, to give people a course, everything in one place where you can figure out how to structure everything for your move to Africa to invest in the continent, information about digital nomad visas, information about logistics, your VPNs, your banking, all the finance know-how you need to have, the international logistics, because making a move like this does have a lot of details that need to be sorted out. So you can receive all of those details at the link in the description. I believe the discount code is for 30% off OCT24. 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 Link in the description, but there are only 10 of those, 7 of those available, 7 discount codes. So enjoy. You can join 112 other people that have already taken the course and a couple hundred people that have already done consultations. We don't do consultations anymore. We just do the course because everything's packed up. You can get it. You download it on your phone. When you're in the airport, you can look at it. When you land in Africa, you can look at it. You have a negotiation module. You have everything you need to make a wise move abroad because it all worked out for us after 4 years and it's still working out. So you can get that same knowledge. Save yourself tens of thousands of dollars. Stress, headache. Yeah, enjoy.
Hallelujah. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate all the support. And yeah, we about to get out of here and start cooking some pizza.
Yeah, I want some ice cream.
So, you just had ice cream.
I know, I want more.
Shalom, shalom, guys.
Shalom.
Enjoy. Be safe. Seek peace.
Stay blessed.
Stay blessed. Just do the right thing. Only believe. Be obedient to the Most High. All the above, because everything's about to get crazy, way more crazy than it already is. So, it's a mindset. It's a mindset. Be in your secret place. Stay in your secret place. Shalom, guys. Peace.